$5 bet.
Lost another one.
Oh, are you kidding me?
That's serious. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, you can interrupt me anytime when it comes to a fish. Why aren't they catching perch all year out here? Because the problem is that you could do it, but you'd have to take a lot of time and just go and hunt them out in the flats out there, and everything's flat. 80% of the lake you got flats on. And what happens is that them redworms start going down deeper and the perch can't dig them out anymore. So what they do is they move into the transition areas and they actually change their diet, and it starts going to more of like a snail diet. They start feeding on the snails and small minnows and stuff like that are up on that transition area. Now I don't care. Well, I have such a hard time with it. I swear I'll set it down like 5 times during the day and can't find it. Well, now it's not an issue. Now I always can find my remote. May look stupid.
A little extreme.
May be a little extreme, but you know
it's
what?
Like at those gas stations putting a big wooden dowel on the keys so they don't steal them.
Oh, could be.
I think this is a $5 holler. You got a
Yeah.
big one there,
Oh,
Randy?
I don't know. No, I'm thinking sheephead now. Come on, Randy.
That's swirling. It's a
Yeah.
cat.
Yep, swirler. No way.
Oh, it's a
And there was a bet, like a $10 bet for
first sheephead, right?
Yeah,
$10.
Yeah, that you owe everybody.
Oh,
Deduction fish. The key is on a sheephead is to try to get them up and into your hands, because they know they shake real hard right when you pull them out of the water, and your crawler goes flying off, and then you throw them back and they go find it. I'm telling you, they do. They know. They know that most time they're gonna get let go, and every time they shake that crawler. No, yeah, no. Oh, there he goes. The $5 thing. Hey, I'll tell you what, everybody, welcome back to our show this week. Doing a little fishing with our good friends from Leroy Meats. And Randy has got the $5 bet. I said $5 on the first walleye.
$5.
Yep. And
Nice healthy fish.
well, you want to keep them?
Yeah. Nice.
Because if he throws them back, it's not a $5 fish.
Oh.
Right? It's a $5 on the keeper.
Question.
Right? That
Then we throw them in the line.
You had the right. You answered that absolutely proper. Hey, I'll tell you what, we're out doing some perch fishing today, but you know what? We had a cold front go through last night, and it did not drop our water temperature too bad. It's about 73 degrees. The perch fishing's really starting to pick up. It really seems to be consistent on a lot of our lakes here in Wisconsin. The Bay of Green Bay has been absolutely fantastic for perch fishing. A lot of our southern lakes have been really good, but Winnebago, like last winter, was probably one of the best perch fishing years that we've had in probably 20 years. What we're gonna do is we're just working some weeds right now, and we're gonna head out and we're gonna start working the transition areas, and that's where when you come off of the rock and you get into that light gravel sand before it goes into the mud, that's where the perch have been starting to congregate in. So it's just gonna get better and better. So everybody, as far as better and better, hang on to your hiney. Did you see how you see how I positioned you just perfectly on that wall? I can just see them walleyes sitting up there.
Right. Thanks,
Right? Yeah, it's the least I can do for you. Pretty simple, just an 1/8 ounce jig. I always like to thread that crawler on so it comes right straight off the back of that hook. What do you got? Yeah, nice. Just fling him right up at the rod. Yep. Yeah, a little bigger. And I got one too. Going something going here. We're on a roll here. What do I got? Ooh, I got a good walleye. Whoa, Nelly! Yeah, there we go. They're both good eaters, I'll tell you what. Hey, it did pay to go walleye fishing for a little bit before we're gonna go perch fishing. I think we're gonna walleye fish a little longer. That's kind of been the cool part about out here too, is you're still catching a lot of 13, 14 inchers, then you're getting some decent, 16 to 18, 19 inchers. So I'm always lifting up real slow, letting it fall back down, versus keeping your rod tip like this where we used to just drag it tight to the bottom. Like, years ago there were so many white bass out here, like millions of them, and it's hard to have a good walleye population, perch population. There's only so much forage, so I think our balance right now is pretty darn good. We've got a tremendous perch population, the walleye population is good, the crappies are good, And the white bass are so-so, and there's nothing wrong with that because we've had so many years where the white bass were so strong. Thinking it should be me. Thought no.
Flip all your 20 inches?
I usually try to flip them, but look at that. Another good walleye right there, 16, 17 incher. You know, we had a bet on the first, and obviously Randy got that, and $5 on the first and 5 on the most. Oh, I got that too then. I got that too. Well, I said the most and the biggest. Boy, I tell you, a lot of rule changing going on today. Netter. It's okay.
We got a huge Minn Kota.
Got it. You're good.
Looks like a 65-inch Minn Kota here. Sheep are eating me up.
Sheepmeister, you. Yep.
Got a pelican, huh?
Lighten up on her, she'll pop right off.
I got him by the foot.
He was. No, he was for sure.
There we go.
We're back on
The right species. Yep.
Down here.
Right species. Is it? Sorry, man. I got him. Keep her moving for a little while yet. A few more walleyes.
Come on, Steve, a walleye.
I'm thinking. Oh, new species.
Hey, now we're up to bluegill.
We'll take that. Another species. 7.
If you include a Minn Kota.
Oh yeah, I will definitely include that.
So 6.
That's a very rare one.
Land Jaeger, honey barbecue, or pizza parlor?
Can't go wrong on any of
I'll
them.
do a pizza parlor. I never had one.
Got them ready.
Right away.
Why don't you go back there right away? Right? Boy, that's good. Real nice fish. Nope, nice fish though.
Dandy.
Yeah, that's a good fish right there. Again, just kind of pitching and just keeping things really slow, you know, lifting up all the time, you know, about 10 inches and letting it fall back real slow. I keep the rod taut at all times, so I don't, when I'm lifting, I never just drop the tip. I always keep the line. I control the speed of the jig going down, and it definitely makes a big difference. I am a machine today. I'm so used to always pulling mono all the time. All my rods out here always had mono on them because I used to do a lot of drifting. And now, you know, with the convenience of the spot lock, it seems like I spot lock a lot more. And what I did is I actually got this trick from Lance is that I started fishing with him a couple of days, and almost every one of his rods he's got fire line on, and so I like the feel of it, and it does make a lot more sense. So when I'm drifting, I typically will use my mono rods, you know, and let them load up on it like that. But when I'm spot locking, it's a lot more of the fire line, and then I just splice in, you know, some 10-pound fluorocarbon into there. But I can get a little bit more distance on my cast because you're casting a lot of 16th and 1/8 ounce jigs. The other part is that it's a lot more feel there. I can feel when that jig's on bottom and when it's not. And it seems like, you know, I've talked about this quite a bit, is that over the years, you know, obviously we have a lot of zebra mussels in the lake, which is, I don't think such a bad thing myself because there's a lot more weed growth now that we have. And it's really allows the panfish, the young of the year, a place to hide. These walleyes seem to really stack up on these weed edges, you know, and you're getting like right now we're in fishing, you know, like 7-8 foot. There's scattered weeds on the gravel here, and these fish definitely come into this. You know, the problem is the lake has gotten so clear that, you know, unless you got a lot of turbulence in the water, the fishing rocks is pretty tough if it's just solid rocks without any weed cover, because the fish are real spooky and not as active. You're pulling low like this? Oh, well, what I'm saying is, like, the problem is that your jig is constantly down here and the fish are this far off the bottom. So if they don't get that visual where you're lifting it up to them, you know, because the zebra mussels are not laying flat anymore. So I'm constantly lifting up like this and going back. Yes, yep, right in front of you, just lift it up, and it just makes, as you can see, it makes a huge difference. Like you're casting the wind, switch to your body. It sounds stupid, but it's not. Where you're in and put your rod where it's coming up, like right here always. What are you looking at? One thing my grandma left me. Wasn't her bad eyes either. They're glasses. Super important to make sure the The rod holder, the rod is slightly tipped down or straight out. Oh yeah, you're always kind of shifting. That's kind of the nice part about spot locking, you know, especially if you got some wind today and we're in deep enough water. We're fishing about 11 to 13 feet of water. If it's anything shallower, then you really got to watch the spot lock because it will spook them fish with, especially if you're up in the front of the boat with that motor constantly kicking on, kicking off. It's amazing. You know, I learned that a couple years ago when I was down in Madison fishing with Zupke, how I just was getting my butt kicked and everybody in the back of the boat was doing good, you know. And a lot of times what I will do, perch fishing, they love to follow them sturgeon, you know, and so a lot of times I will drag that anchor, you know, like maybe 200 yards into the mud to the spot I'm gonna fish. And then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll take the anchor after a short time and sit there and pound the bottom and stir up that mud to bring them perch into. So now we're set up pretty simple rig, you know, I just a gold Aberdeen hook and either a split shot or right now I'm using these sinkers with the rubber core sinkers. They work out really good. Got most of them split about 10 inches from the bait right there, from the hook to the sinker. So, and I'm trying to keep that bait right off the bottom, but close, within about, you know, within about 2 to 3 inches. You guys might have to readjust your lines here, but here's a pile of them. They're loaded down there. Yep, them are all perch for sure. And you can see, match it up on your side imaging. These are all perch too. And obviously Randy's just caught them. That's a good pot of fish. There you go. Randall, what do you got?
I wonder if I eat a sandwich, if that would change my luck.
It always does, doesn't it? What I'm doing is I'm actually changing the weight. So Randy's catching them all on a ½ ounce up there. And so I'm gonna take these lighter ones off here and sometimes just putting the bead on, sometimes it's a gold hook, sometimes it's just a heavier weight, sometimes it's a lighter weight. I mean, when you're marking them, you can see them, as many as we can see on the Panoptics and on the side imaging. Just encourages you to try more things and try to get them dialed in. Stop doing all them different things because I can't.
When you change too many things at once, you just don't know what works.
Yeah, it is. You want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because the kid's got a horseshoe up his hinder. Now he's going to play like that. Just start throwing fish everywhere. It's bad enough he wins the $5 right away this morning.
My dad always told me this when I was a kid.
What's that, Randy?
Sometimes it just takes one rod, and when you have more rods, you lose more fish.
Yep, that's true. Let's do when you start biting. And if you're from Minnesota, that's all you get.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Ta-da. There we go. Right there. Good, I like to hear that. Good, a gooder like a good sheephead?
Small walleye.
Or a sheephead? Oh, we'll never know. God darn it.
That was like a 14-inch perch, I bet.
It might have been a jumbo.
Seriously.
Seriously serious?
Dang it.
Oh, nice job, Randy. Made a little move here. Lots of year classes out here. That's kind of the cool part too. So
Yeah.
just kind of shows you where the future is going to be. A big gill.
Decent gill.
That is a good one, yeah.
Oh yeah, you got
Another year class. Going the wrong direction though.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
You are the bluegill master.
Sunfish king. At least that one doesn't have her choked, eh? Yeah, that's a better one. Yeah, it's got great
really
action on
cool.
that rod. That 7.6,
yep.
7.6 is a great rod. The 7.2 and the 7.6 are my two favorite rods. I'll take that from you, Randy. How'd you know? How'd you know? This absolutely throttled it. Kind of a cool thing too. We're seeing a lot of gills. Again, that's a lot of it's got to do with the weeds we have now. You know, when I was a kid, you didn't catch a lot of gills out here. And, you know, now everything cycles pretty good, but there's definitely a lot more gills than there used to be. But we never had the weed cover. Here we have. Hey, guy, you want to grow up to be big? Slow down. Oh, hooked up. Randall, better one. Zoopy hands. Oh, Zooper. You know,
The
that's
most
good.
important part is of this whole thing is when he spit the worm,
Yeah.
and you have a 21-inch boat, he usually spits it in the boat.
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know.
You look like a guy that's looking through his lawn right now, looking for night crawlers. Oh, that's a nicer one. Yeah. Well, there you go. 2 in a row. They're getting better. And guess what I found?
Crawler.
Yeah, and I didn't pull them out of the carpet either. Zoopy hands.
Zoopy.
Good fighter. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Take that one all day long. A giant bluegill. I'm thinking positive for you.
Giant bluegill.
Big sheep. Silver gill. That's a good one. Oh, good one. Bring him up. Yeah, you're good. There, that's keeper. Now we're talking again. You got one too, Steve?
Double on the bottom.
Double them up. They come in schools. Come on. Schools. That's another nice perch right there. Again, just using that plain 1/8 ounce jig and keeping it off the bottom. Maybe, you know, kind of the interesting part, I got it set so tight, there's not the wind really laid down, there's not as much chop as there was, but I have it set so it just, when the boat goes down, it just nicks that bottom and it comes back up. It's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches off the bottom. There's a good one. Did they do a good job? Hey Randy, let's talk a little bit about this year. You guys, when you went to state, you guys just absolutely knocked it out of the park. Let's talk about all the awards that you guys won. It was probably your best year ever.
Yeah, it was a really good year. It's a great networking opportunity. It's in Madison. It's called our Wisconsin Association of Meat Processors. So we enter products. We took over, a couple dozen products, and I believe 10 was the number we won on. First place in our snack stick.
And what snack stick was it?
So that was our traditional hot stick, and also one on our regular bacon, some bratwurst. So obviously we make 60 different kinds of brats by us. Whiskey old fashioned brat is a new one. Let's see, the one we won on was a Southwestern Fiesta.
Interesting.
So it's kind of got a little bite, got a little cheddar cheese in it.
That's what I like.
The recipe that we've had for over 50 years is just a tried and true recipe, and then our great staff there. Got a lot of good people working for us, so that really helps out, and very knowledgeable with the experience. The last few years.
You're spending a lot of time yourself at the restaurant and the golf course, right?
Yeah. So obviously you've been seeing Josh on the show a lot, and Josh has been doing a lot of sessions. Chef Josh, there. We're open Monday through Sunday. Every week we have a special. The only thing is right now with our golf outings and weddings, the restaurant at the meeting place is usually closed on Saturdays this summer. 920-387-2999 to get to the restaurant. Usually open up at 11 for lunch and close at 9 for dinner.
Built for fishermen, built by fishermen. Really, that says it all.
It's the family here. It's not a big conglomerate, it's a family.
They treat you feel like you're in a family, When you put those two together, an amazing product and amazing people, it's just the type of company you want to be involved with.
Not only because of just the great boats, but because of the camaraderie that the Warrior family has.
The customer service is amazing. They never leave you hanging.
So come join the Warrior family.
Wisconsin DNR law tip of the day: fish must be thrown back because it was illegally caught.
Yes, good tip of the day. I like it.
Okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
Multitasker right there.
Okay.
That's what happens. No.
Had to be a shark.
Huh. Great white or a
The
black tip?
tip was in the water.
Holy man. Next year, this winter, the fish will be good this winter. Hey everybody, what an awesome day we had out on the water today. You know what? the walleyes were definitely a bonus this morning, no doubt about that. Randy, you definitely won the $5 for the first walleye. I definitely won for the biggest and the most, right?
But we didn't have a bet for the most.
Oh, but it was for the biggest.
For the biggest.
Okay, all right, at least I won something for sure. Hey, let's talk a little bit real quick about what is all happening at Leroy's.
So the biggest thing is to just join us on Facebook and check our website. We also have some stuff going on this fall. Just check out the Fox Lake Chamber of Commerce website as well. A lot of our events will be on there. We've got high quality products, and you'll be seeing a lot of stuff from the golf course here coming up at the meeting place as well. Stop in there and get some supper and play around to go.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Steve, thank you. Scott, awesome like always. You know what, the thing is, Randy, we don't get to spend a lot of time together because, you know what, all of us are super busy, and what is a great thing, and you know what, we're very lucky because I know I'm just speaking for all of us that we all enjoy our jobs and what we do. Hey everybody, thanks for joining us again this week, and we want to definitely thank all of our military men and women for the great service that they give us and have given us. No doubt without them we would not have a great country like we do. And also want to thank all of our firefighters, paramedics, and no doubt all of our law enforcement agents for the great service that they give us also. Hey everybody, no doubt we are still living in the greatest country in the world, and it is a great day to be alive. And the best part is we're going to see you guys again this week. Hey, don't forget to check out all of our social media avenues when you guys get some time. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got prizes that we're going to be giving out each and every week to all of our subscribers. So you guys check that out, and we'll see you next week.
Oh, okay. Hook and a finger.
Yep.
Hook and a finger. We're good. We're good.
Okay,
Barb's
okay.
not in. Barb's
Okay.
not in.
I'm thinking to myself, if they send a K9 unit out, I am
That?
I don't have a net that big. Put both of them guys in. Oh, you were a carp dipper. Hey everybody, it is still the greatest place in the world to live.